Morning everybody, here's our first online lesson, and today we're going to be looking at a story and we're going to be predicting what happens at the end of the story. I've chosen this story and it is called Do Not Wash This Bear. And I know RF have never had this story before, and I checked with Miss Halsey and RH haven't had it either, so nobody should know the ending. Something that helps us guess what's going to happen and predict what's going to happen in a story is the blurb on the back. So I'm going to read that to you and I want you to think about what the story might be about. When Daddy ignores Bear's do not wash label and puts him through the spin cycle anyway, it causes mayhem all over the house as a very different bear comes out of the washing machine. So we're going to start with a my turn, your turn with the title. Are you ready? My turn. Do not wash this bear. Your turn. Fabulous. So I'm going to read a few pages and then I'm going to stop and you're going to give me some ideas about what you think might happen. My daddy is not very good at doing the washing. He makes my t-shirts titchy. Titchy is another word for very, very small. And he turns my vests pink. And he disappears my socks. So when he wanted to wash my bear, I cried no. But Daddy did not listen. Bear smells, he said. Bear is muddy and grubby and he needs a clean. Wait, I said, and I showed Daddy the label under Bear's bottom. Can you see this label? It says, do not wash this bear. But Daddy still didn't listen. He popped Bear into the washing machine. Bear whizzed and whirled round and round, soapy and sloshy, foamy and frothy. Then Daddy opened the door. Oh no. Washing Bear was a big mistake. I'm going to pause the story there and I want you to think in your head, what do you think might happen next? What kind of bear has come out of the washing machine? Why is he different? What has happened to him? So you can pause the video now and either you can think in your head, you could maybe talk to one of your brothers or sisters or your mummy or daddy and ask them or tell them what you think will happen next. Maybe they've got an idea as well that you could talk about. Pause the video now. Fabulous. Back with me. So I hope you've talked about that with whoever's you're with, and now we're going to find out if your prediction is right. If it's not right, don't worry, because you've just thought of your very own story and that's amazing. Bear was different. I wonder if you said he was going to be different. He waved at me. Did he wave before? He winked at me. Do you know what a wink is? I'm going to try and do a wink. A wink is like this. Maybe you can try and wink as well. Wink back at me. He blew a raspberry. Could he do that before? What's happened to Bear? Look, Daddy, I yelled, but Daddy was too busy looking for the lost socks to see what Bear was up to. Suddenly, Bear jumped out of the wash basket and ran up the stairs. Bear couldn't run before. The washing machine has turned him into a real-life bear. Stop, I said, but Bear didn't listen. He bounced into the bathroom and started making bubbles. Big bubbles. Stop, I shouted, but Bear didn't listen. He ran into my bedroom and made it snow. Too much snow. Stop! Achoo! I sneezed, but Bear didn't listen. Bear roly-polied down the hall, jumped onto the cat and took off down the stairs. "Stop that, Bear," I hollered. Hollered's a new word. Hollered is kind of like shouted. So when he hollered, he did it like this. "Stop that, Bear!" But Daddy had so much washing he couldn't see what Bear was up to. Can you see this word here? It's written in capitals. Let's see if we can read it together. K-r-a-sh. Crash! And all of the washing is flying through the air. Just then the front door opened. "Mummy!" I cried. Mummy looked at Bear and then she looked at Daddy and she shook her head. "You should have read the label," she said. Do you remember what the label said? "Do not wash this, Bear." Mummy grabbed Bear by the ears and carried him kicking and grumbling out into the garden, and she pegged him on the line to dry. So if the water from the washing machine made him alive, I wonder what will happen to him when he dries. Pause the video really quickly again and see if you can predict what happens next. Let's see if you're right. Very soon, Bear was back to his old self again. Daddy and Bear smelled better now. Daddy said Bear smelled better now. But then he picked up Rabbit. "Pooey," said Daddy, "Rabbit needs a wash." "No," I shouted as I pointed to that label. Guess what it says? "Do not wash this rabbit." The end. Now, later on, we're going to have a Zoom call and you can tell me all about your predictions. But so you don't forget, I wonder if you could have a go at drawing a picture or writing down what your prediction was and what you thought would happen in the story. I hope you've enjoyed the first lesson and I'll see you all later.